I think we all have experienced a sudden and transformational change. The client expectations obviously suddenly changed. Um, we're talking about 80% increase in opening relationship digitally. We're talking about 70% of mobile app registration, 30% of contactless registration suddenly, and so on. You know, um, that obviously with the organization themselves grappling with the kind of working arrangement, providing services with people with remote working, and so on. It's actually suddenly with the banks, especially faced with the situation that they have to adapt very quickly, and with that, in our case, we found ourselves able to obviously respond, but with that actually assess the kind of the transformational potential of digitization itself. So we start immediately thinking of robot processing in the back end, harnessing the AI from the reporting perspective, data capture from regulatory requirement capture, and so on. So new technologies have been introduced suddenly, quickly for us to learn. And with that actually created its own momentum within the bank. So even of the I'm sure one day will be under control, the pandemic, but in reality the momentum was started will have its own force going forward, and that will fuel a huge amount of innovation and investment from our side. I think for us is really looking for a few data points. So the first thing that we would look for is really a fintech with good adoption rates. I think I'm sure the panel will agree. Approach from fintech and discussions we get daily, but the key element, the key success criteria for a fintech for me is a consensus in the industry where the value proposition is actually worth paying for, and therefore attracts a certain amount of consensus from the clients themselves. So adoption, the word adoption for me is the number one criteria for a fintech for us to actually collaborate with. Um, so that's number one. The second one, which we will look for, is a service model from a support model. So we have a very strict criteria about providing services and support for our clients. So we need to have a very robust service model. And the third element, obviously, is the commercial part. So we would want a stable fintech with a long-term commitment to a roadmap, with a fairly strong. We even look at the bench of the executives they have, and from the perspective of uh, uh, understanding their market and have a very good vision of their market. And these are the kind of the three key ingredients. Obviously, we have many other criteria from a technical perspective, but these are the three ingredients we look for: adoption, support criteria, and roadmap commitments. With taking all that into account, we will be enthusiastic in actually onboarding services as a product provider, if you like to call ourselves. We would rather, for a speed to market, for a speed to our clients, we would rather join up with a fintech, and I would add it to our platform. I would call our business a platform. We would add that to our platform of products as opposed to us building it from scratch. So these are the kind of the dynamics we work within Mashreq.